Alright, I'm waiting for a couple seconds, because for some reason all the recordings delete like the first 10 seconds. Hello, YouTube, Mixer, Twitch, and Facebook. Friendship. I'm gonna change my link. Oh, boy, shit. Nope. Is Mixer not connected? It should be. Maybe Mixer... Oh, wait, no, there we go. And... Oh, dink. There we go. Dink. Okay, good. Alright, so hello YouTube, Mixer, Twitch, and Facebook. It is I, the mega famous DJ Winza, along with a huge steaming pile of people I know, including a gorgeous woman who can't hear the rest of them, but I still want you to say hello because I love the sound of your voice, Cassie.
Hello.
She's waiting for everything to boot up.
And I'm sick.
Yeah, she's not feeling too well. I should probably move this so that it's not covering your side of the microphone so people can hear you better.
They can hear me fine.
I love it. Anyway.
Hear me fine, motherfucker.
And the person who you just heard was my friend Marco Amazo.
Hi. Although at some point in the near future, I may need to change the Amazo part, but till then, Marco Amazo.
Yeah, because there's a lot of Marco Amazos out there.
That, and when you type in my name, apparently stuff for Amazon comes up.
Yeah, which is even... Yeah, it's because Amazo is like everything Amazon except for the N.
Yeah.
Are you selling your body online now? Is that what you're doing?
Oh, God, no.
And that other voice you just heard...
with all my insides, and I'm dying with all my insides.
That other voice you just heard is our good friend Billy, who's new to the crew. Say hello.
Hello, everybody.
And he hasn't spoke yet, but we've also got John. Say hello.
What up?
And the incomparable Scorpio.
Hello, everybody.
Alright, oh, wait. Illinois legalized adult use cannabis with equity in the bill. Good. That's another state that's not run entirely by idiots. But, yeah. There's not really perfect stuff in any state right now. Anyway, we're not going to go politics because we're going to talk about politics in another dimension because it's hilarious.
Yeah, D&D stuff. The only time where talking about politics is actually fun.
And I also have one more person to introduce, although I don't know if he's here because I haven't heard him talk. Flame, say hello.
Hi.
There we go. I didn't know you were actually at your computer, and then I heard your cat, and I'm like, he's got to be there.
No, I'm here.
All right. So we're gonna just jump right back in. By the way, you're already in? Yes, you are. I see you. Okay. So, last time on Dragon Ball Z, our heroes? Question mark. We're inspecting their new home, and it was weird because, and I don't know if any of you precious viewers were watching any of the one-shots in between the two last episodes, but it was filled with non-fleshy humanoid creatures. Things known as Warforged. And none of these motherfuckers had really seen one before, so they were a little taken aback. Because they were all the waiting staff and maid staff all throughout the house, and all they did was just ask, is there something you need? Or some shit like that. And then provide them with, like, wine or some food. They were completely innocuous. And then our intrepid fighter, whose name eludes me because I didn't fucking prepare enough by pulling out my goddamn book that has everyone's names. Because, you know, I'm special.
Amateur.
Yeah, I know. I'm an amateur. That's why I don't get paid the big bucks. Give me one moment. I have to dig into my messenger bag. Go ahead and say your character's name, please.
Lena.
Lena, thank you. Lena kept a close eye on one of them to see if it was up to something. She proceeded to watch it go to a closet, trade out a broom for a feather duster, and then go into a room by itself, where Lena smacked it upside the head with the butt of her weapon. It crouched down like a bitch and said, "May you not, may you not." There we go. No, that is not the right one. Hold on. I'm trying to find this campaign's page, because, yeah, I've kept so many one-shot notes.
Oh, hey, your French friend is back.
Gerard?
Also, hi Moose, and hi Gerald Shoehorn.
Hey, Gerald. What up? God damn it. I'm still digging, guys. Thank you for your patience. There we go.
Where you digging? To China to get some gold.
You know, I be a little bit special. I had not updated this since Lena joined.
Sir?
I'm doing it now. Ferris. There we go. All right. So, while that was happening, Kelby Lurson went to the roof. On his way, he stopped in a room, claimed it was his at that point.
It's my room.
It's mine.
Oh, shizzle, my nizzle.
Oh
No
God,
one else can have it.
It's okay.
Oh man.
It wasn't bad. I just need a tissue. And to get the non-sugared stuff off of my dice tray. It's good. It's not going to be sticky, except in my pants. But anyway, it was full of what looked like places for these Warforged to rest. And he decided to go out the fire escape, up onto the roof, and take a look around. And then suddenly heard... Huh?
Into chillax.
Yes. Until he heard something down below him, behind the mansion. And saw a large contingent of what looked like Warforged, ready for battle. Just standing at attention.
Mm-hmm.
He met Rhombus, a gigantic Warforged juggernaut, and saw, I think it's Skirmisher? A skirmisher with a crossbow for an arm, walking around inspecting all the troops.
Yes,
Wow.
I did.
While, shit, where is it? Flutter decided to go into the attic.
It's my room.
And I can't remember, did I say anything about the window?
You said it was circular.
Yes. Yes, I did. So, we're going to bring it in now. from there, you notice as the sun is going down a little bit more, Flutter, you notice as it's hitting the window's changing color.
Ooh,
Ready?
magic glass.
That too.
And it's starting to have what looks like a symbol appear.
Do I recognize the symbol?
Only about a quarter of it's revealed at the moment, so you'll have to roll for religion.
Alright.
Hopefully she doesn't lose her religion.
I already have my incense going. That would be 18.
18. It doesn't look like the kind of deity that you often see in this area. In fact, it looks more like something from, out of lack of better terminology for this, like it's of a different world. And I have to grab a book because I didn't bother writing down what I had prepared because I don't like people trying to read my notes. So I try to keep them in my head, but I know where I need to look, so you will fucking wait.
Thing is, I wouldn't read your notes, so you're really
I know,
just
shut up.
causing trouble.
I know, shut up. It's just for myself, I know. I know. Bear with me.
All I could think
There
of
we
was like
go.
those like old like Bugs Bunny commercials. I mean cartoons like where he's with those like two like mob guys and how those and how like Sherman was like shut up.
Yeah. Shut up, yes, shut up. I remember that.
Oh boy,
let's
what am I gonna do with all these shirts?
Bear with me. Trying to remember which one it was. It looks like a longsword crossed over a shield.
Interesting.
And because you got an 18, it was only a 10. You know the name because you saw that symbol next to a name in a book that you had read at one point. Dol Dorn.
Dol Dorn. Dol Dorn.
And as
Bob Dol Dorn.
as you're seeing the light pass through and this symbol just, become more revealed by the light, you notice and they're not trying to hide themselves doing it either, one of the Warforged that's dressed in the maid's outfit coming up into the attic.
Alright. So I'll ask, hey, do you know why this symbol of Dol Dorn is here?
It looks at you. You can't really make out any emotion on its face because its face is stationary.
Yeah.
I put it there. And then it proceeds to turn towards it and then drop to its knees. And it visibly looks like it's praying.
Alright, the Warforged have a god.
And you're in their chapel and have claimed it as your bedroom.
It's a holy place regardless.
Good point. I'll give you that.
And as the sun fills with the symbol, or the window with the symbol, the Warforged then gets up, turns and bows slightly to you, and then just turns to the side and just stands there.
How many times a day do you pray to the window?
Just turns slowly. At every sundown.
Okay. So I'll just make sure I'm out of the room by then if you want, or...
Unnecessary.
Okay. I'll
This
take
one
that as
does not
permission.
require privacy.
I will take that as permission to use this as my bedroom.
And it just stares at you. Not threatening. It didn't turn its whole body.
Yeah.
It just turned its head, and it's just staring at you.
What are you
I
doing?
just wave. Give it a wave.
It looks down at its own hand, looks up, waves back,
Awesome.
and then
Teaching
turns
new
back.
things.
Then just turns toward the wall. Oh gosh, Kelby,
Yes, sir.
you were down there, surrounded by these. Most of them have like a weapon for a hand, whereas
That
the
is
ones you
correct.
saw up in the house had like regular hands.
That is correct.
Um,
Roll initiative.
no.
I got this.
I am tempted just to fuck with him, but no. What are you doing?
Well, I remember last week that I had mentioned that there was new ownership and new bossdom to this contingent of warriors, and I remember they had said that, or the commander there had said that he would like to meet said new boss man.
Okay.
So that, I believe, is where we actually had called it for the night.
Gotcha. Thank you. That helps.
No problem.
That was a month ago, so you'll excuse me if I couldn't remember it very well.
Oh, I remember vividly, specifically because of his right-hand man there.
Oh, for those that are curious why he remembers so well, he doesn't know the name of the commander, but it's actually a general. But the one he was talking about, the right-hand man, is named Rhombus, and he in our private game, which is not directly connected to this. In fact, it takes place 3 years before this.
Yeah.
Correct.
They met a Warforged druid named Rectangle, and he kept on, making the joke that the name was Rhombus. So now he can't, because there is a Rhombus that exists canonically in the universe. So
Nope. He's still Rhombus. For the next 3 years in that game, he is still Rhombus.
Rhombus forever.
No,
Rhombus is alive in the universe at that time. Anyway,
Justice for
moving
Harambe.
right along. So, the general, who still has yet to give you its designation, is waiting for you to lead it where you want to bring it to introduce him. Or it.
Alright. Well, if you'll follow me, I shall bring you to the new head of house.
That would be excellent.
Alright, let's go. And I start to
Saunter.
dawdle along.
Dawdle.
No, this time it's dawdle, yeah. I gotta change it up every once in a while.
He just walks slowly behind you, keeping pace with you, but not, mimicking any of your actions.
Okay. Does Rhombus come to...
Rhombus stays right in line with all of the other soldiers.
Aw.
Does not move.
Aw.
He's a good soldier.
He's gonna be my new best friend.
Just like a lot of dogs, he's a good boy.
He's the goodest. Anyway, so
Goodest of boys.
yes, the goodest boys. But enough table talk. So you guys move on, and stepping away from that. Flame,
Okay.
or excuse me, Lena.
You.
What the fuck are you doing?
Well, after figuring out what I knew, I went back to the stables to see if there was a stable hands room or something
Mm-hmm.
and make it my own.
Well, you are delighted to find that it strangely has good accommodations there. It seems the previous owners, who they got the home from, really liked to keep their stable hands in good living, but currently the only thing that's in there other than furniture is a Warforged wearing a straw hat.
Well, I command him to leave.
Ding 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 ding.
It looks at you for a moment, kind of tilts its head, and then, under whose authority?
The new owner of the house is, I guess, is a friend of mine.
New owner?
I don't know.
He doesn't know either.
Yeah.
We just came in here.
He is. I mean, go find him. He's a nice gentleman. He'll explain everything. I don't know where he is at the moment.
It listens, and then it doesn't shrug, but you think if that would be something these kind of creatures did, that it would have shrugged and just left.
Okay, so I searched the room.
Okay. Roll investigation.
Investigation. Oh, this is gonna suck. Oh, okay. After my -1, it's an 18.
Woohoo!
You go looking around. There's just basic furniture, although when you go and look in a drawer on the nightstand, or in the nightstand, you see a book. What languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, Elvish, and Sylvan.
You don't understand the writing on the cover.
Okay.
You can tell it is a language, but you can't tell what language.
Well, I'll keep hold of it and give it to one of the other people, just in case.
Okay. Other than that, it doesn't really seem like there's anything else other than just the furniture for a room. And it didn't really look like it was used recently, but it was still in good shape. Because even though Warforged don't need to sit down or sleep, they do like to keep things tidy. So
Well,
there's that.
I'll just get settled in and wait till something happens.
All
My
right.
character doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's okay. Cutting to the next area. Carl, you're still reading.
Yes,
That's it.
that I am.
That's it. That's all I'm saying. That's all that's happening. Nothing changes in your room. And both, I believe, Half Pint and Rendo are in the same room. Am I right?
Half-Pint was waiting in the main hall where they entered. He's just sort of sat himself down and was waiting for the others to do their thing.
Ah. I can't remember what you were
Yeah.
doing, Rendo.
Yeah, I had just gotten some wine and I had been lounging until the guards came.
Ah, gotcha. Alright, so roughly at the same time, Half Pint, you see a Warforged in a straw hat walk into the front door. And then only like 12 seconds later, you see Kelby and another Warforged with a crossbow for an arm walk in through a side door.
Half-Pint waves at the straw hat Warforged and sort of takes a double take at the crossbow guy and just like waves at him as well.
And yeah, the one in the straw hat turns and sees the one with the crossbow, and you watch it put its fist, its right fist over the left side of its chest, and bow its head. General Triangle.
Really?
And then yeah. General Triangle turns and says, "At ease." Where is your leader? No, you're not in chat. There's kind of Cassie. There's kind of Average Joe Gaming Show. Seriously, you need to fucking change the name of that. Because there's
Why
Angry
is that?
Joe Gaming Show. There's regular Joe
Right,
Gaming Show.
anyways.
Anyway, moving along.
You're the one initiating this now. Stop.
Yes,
Yeah,
I rolled
man.
initiative and I won. Anyway, I won D&D, folks.
Sweet.
So they weren't quiet, so Rendo, you would have heard this.
Okay, so I will, hearing this, I will get up and walk that way.
And as you walk out, I believe you were on the second floor. Hey, Chiggy Dua. You see the display exactly how I said it. At least, from above.
Mm-hmm.
The one in the straw hat turns to you, Half Pint, and asks, "Where is the new leader of this house?"
Half-Pint sort of like looks left, looks right, looks behind him, checks under his leg. Just sort of shrugs.
He's the last one you should be asking.
And it turns to you. "Where is the leader of this household?"
One moment, please. Hey, boss man, where you at?
I'm up here. I'm coming down.
And
There he
both
is.
Triangle and the one in the straw hat
Upon seeing the
look at
upon
you.
seeing Rendo, Half-Pint just sort of after the fact just sort of points to him.
Still goblet in hand,
The one with the crossbow arm, Triangle, tilts its head a little and says, "You have a much different phenotype from the previous lord of this house."
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of changes. Hopefully for the better.
Respectful query.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a step forward. Are the invasion plans still in place.
And I kind of just told my head, what invasion plans?
For the town to the east. West. The town to the west, sorry. Got my directions backwards. And
Backwards.
pausing. Chigidiwa, I am good. How are you? We are all okay here. It's all okay. How are you? The town to the east. I haven't named it yet. Who wants to name the town to the east? Hopefully it'll be better than Shawarma Larma. What? Pessima? Wow, that's really negative of you.
Was initially
I just
supposed to
saw
be
the
meant
word
as a joke.
pessimist and
Hold on, I have to write that down. Also, mark inspiration on your sheet, please.
Oh, my. Where are my manners? Rendo. This would be,
General Triangle.
He's the leader of what are my new best friends.
Triangle turns his head to look at you and kind of tilts it to the left a little.
Have you seen Juggy? He is my new best friend.
Okay.
Anyway, Triangle. This is Rendo. He is the great and powerful ruler who's going to take over the whole world.
Oh, and Rendo, you see a green light. The green light that usually, leads to things, and it just kind of passes through Triangle and heads out the door where he came from.
I acknowledge that, and I just say, can you follow me, and start heading towards it.
At once. And,
I'm coming too.
it doesn't say anything else. It just follows you. And you see, as you walk out that door following the light, you see this light circle this giant group of what looks like armed Warforged.
So these are my new best friends.
Go. And Rendo gets this great big grin on his face because he can obviously tell this is a worried group, right?
These do look like they would put up a good fight.
Oh, you see that big one there right in the front?
And you do see this big Warforged. He's actually kind of head and shoulders over the rest. The rest of them have roughly the same body style as Triangle, which is kind of about your size. But this other one, with a sword as one hand and literally a shield replacing his other hand, is a head and shoulders above the others.
Is he also knees and toes above them too?
Yeah, that one.
Well,
He's my best friend
technically
now.
those are bigger too, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
I'll walk up to the big one.
This is Juggy.
And it's still staring forward.
Juggy, this is Rendo, the king of everything.
It turns to you, Kelby, and says, "Second correction of 3. Designation, Rhombus." And turns back to look at attention.
We need to redesignate him because I don't want to find out what happens when I get to correction 3.
Pathfinder's followed them out. and he's just looking at all these big old Warforged dudes, these big metal stone wood guys. Just all like,
Yeah, you don't even stand up to like, you barely stand up to like their knee, because they're about most of them are about the same size as Rendo, and then you see this massive one. You're barely up to the top of its shin.
he just sort of gravitates towards the largest one. It's just sort of.
Well, yeah,
poking,
because of
touching,
you
and-
gravitate because gravity.
Half Point is just sort of like fascinated with this giant thing. It's the most amazing thing he's ever seen. You can just see this big old, pokey, excited grin on his face.
It turns its head to Triangle and says, "Permission to speak." "Permission granted." It turns its head all the way down to you, Half Pint, and then turns its head to you, Rendo, and says, "Query: did you break your canine companion?"
He's kind of a wild one sometimes. You might want to watch out.
That's how he always looks.
But he's good. He's good. He's a good ally. And I look at this giant guy, this giant warforged, and I say, "Soldier, who do you serve?"
"The leader of this household."
I said, "Well, that would be me from now on." And I think with this massive troop of your kind, I think we will have great success.
I will have many new songs to sing.
And I would shake. I would like to do like the whole, like armed or bestial like
Arm in arm handshake.
Yeah, handshake. But then I realized, well, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
And I just kind of like pat him on his shoulder.
You kind of have to like jump a little.
I believe their method of salute, I noticed it in the main hall, is this, and I do the right fist to left chest.
And all the ones closest to you do that while staring at you.
Huh.
Oh, I will then
I was right.
salute them back and thank him.
And they maintain the pose until you let go.
And I'll drop it.
And they drop just the same. And they're all still standing there.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go back to General Triangle.
Good, because he was about to speak.
Oh.
We have 40 strong. Not including the workers inside the home. They are also the magic users.
Well, that's convenient. How many workers are there?
There are 20.
I like those odds.
There used to
Those
be
number?
21.
What happened?
Rectangle left to seek its own pursuits.
Okay. And I just asked the general there, I was like, so have you all been treated fairly?
Define treated.
Have you been, I mean, are you a servitude or are you here on your own whims?
We have been paid.
You have been paid, okie dokie. So did we ever find like the funds from this household?
Yes.
coffers?
Yes. That I actually had Cassie write it down.
It's in my
it's
notebook,
it's in
which
your
is
notebook,
in-
which is in this.
Okay.
I believe. No, it's in this one. We moved it to that one because that one's less likely to have the end shred underneath it. So yeah, you already have a big pile of cash.
Okay, so we're good on that. And I know that was one of the things is we had to figure out, like salaries for guard, and we're going to start up everything.
Although, don't forget, we are the leaders of a town. Therefore, taxation.
Mm-hmm.
It is an empire, after all.
Are you guys speaking out loud in that case? I just want to know. I just want to know if I'm going to have Triangle interject or ask a question or anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't see why we're not.
Yeah, if he was talking money in-game, then I responded in-game. If not, then...
Our payment has
player.
already been received.
No?
It is not in this home.
Question for you, Triangle. General.
It just turns and looks at you, awaiting the question.
How would someone go about changing a designation on one of your kind?
We choose our own.
Oh. Do you accept, I don't know how I would put it in terms that you would use, but we would refer to it as a nickname.
Triangle pretty much gets what you're trying to say. Turns and just looks at Rhombus. Rendo and... Well, actually, you'll notice right away, Half Pint, because of your position and how you're just amazed at how huge he is. Rendo, just roll a little perception check.
Natural 20.
Okay, then you definitely see as this fourth arm that kind of pops out of the chest of Rhombus reaches over and just gently is placed on Kelby's shoulder while his head is just looking at him, waiting for him to turn and look.
Can I help you?
Yes, stop trying to change this one's designation.
I accepted that I couldn't change it. I was just merely trying to add in my nickname.
And it pulls its hand off of you, and it just kind of clicks back into where it was. It's kind of like this when it's, you didn't notice before, but where its pecs would be is kind of what looks like two arms. Or not pecs. If it had a six-pack.
Okay.
So
Instead,
abs.
it's like two arms that are... Yeah, abs, thank you.
You're welcome.
Chiggy! Alright, there we go. Yes, I agree. I like Chiggy Dua more than Dale. No offense if Dale's your real name. Damn it, Dale. Anyway. I completely spaced on what you were saying because I turned and I read chat for a second. Ugh. But I'll just make believe you said no. I'm not trying to anymore. Sorry.
Yeah. I said I'm not trying to change it anymore. I was just trying to add in my nickname.
May you not.
I suppose.
And then Rhombus goes back to goes back to standing at attention. For a Warforged, Rumbus is more sensitive than you would expect. But also one of our strongest warriors. If not the strongest.
Definitely
believe
see
it.
that.
Don't piss off the big bad nasty.
Now, I'm going to make believe you traveled all this way, just noticed this, and said that out loud. Is that okay?
Sure.
So, you also see, the one with the straw hat standing there as well.
Okay.
And it notices you walk up and actually reaches out with a hand as if to shake.
Shake my hand.
Yes.
Okay, I shake it back.
As you do, it says, "Our first meeting, I was rude. This one's designation, Steve."
Steve.
I don't believe in Steve.
No. Sorry. Well, it's fine. Steve.
Oh, I should probably give you something to do, Marcus, while you're waiting for us to get back to you. In the books, or the book that you're reading, you find 4 spells that you are able to cast.
Cool.
So just write them in as if they are in your spell book.
Okay.
Do I know which one the mage is?
Pick one, or pick 4.
You
You
actually kind of need to tell me some good ones, because
yeah, just pick whichever 4. Like one, you can cast up to level 3. No,
level 2.
level 2 spells. Pick any 4 level 1 or 2 or combination of those.
Alright, so mage spells.
Yeah, you don't need to tell us, but
No, I'm looking them up now.
But you found spells you can actually use. And I'm letting you pick them, because I am a good DM. Alright, so which ones are magic users? You weren't privy to that part of the conversation. However, it has been revealed to everyone else that was privy, just for player knowledge, that the ones that were not in that yard with weapons as part of their body, those are all the magic users.
Well, I meant the players, not the NPCs.
Oh, would you know which ones are magic users?
Yeah.
You would have seen, Flutter use magic. You would have seen, Kelby use magic. You would have
Possibly.
You would have absolutely seen the guy that walks around in robes all the time use magic.
Yeah, 'cause I believe
okay.
I only cast one spell.
Yeah.
In it with him present. I don't know if it would have been seen though.
Yeah, I don't think that one was a visible spell. I think it was like, just an effect.
Okay, never
Yeah,
mind.
because I had cast suggestion
Yeah,
on the lady of the land.
love that fucking spell.
Mhm.
Oh,
Especially since she failed miserably.
yes. Sidebar. Last night in our game, the team rogue was being kind of a dick, and just to kind of put him in his place, I said, roll a wisdom saving throw. He got like 4 under my DC, and I'm like, I'm casting suggestion, telling you to take off your pants and walk 10 feet from them. And that's it. That's it. That's all I had him do. And then I just walked away.
And
Anywho,
That's good.
moving right along. So, what are you guys doing now?
Well, I'm still choosing my spells, as you probably already know.
Take your time.
Okay.
You'll
I'm
be brought in.
staring
You'll be brought in soon.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm staring at the straw hat.
You want the hat?
Yeah, I'm staring at the straw hat. I want it. I'm longingly staring at it.
Quick little question. If it's level 0, does that mean it's a cantrip?
yes.
Yeah, and you
Correct.
can't add that to your spell book.
Shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not the same.
In that case, good thing I asked.
Yeah.
Okay, so never mind then.
Yeah. Cantrips are memorized. They're not in spell books, as far as I
Okay.
know.
Alright.
Yeah, you don't need to prepare them.
Alright. Figured I'd ask just in case.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So back to what you were doing.
All right. Rendo, what are you doing?
I want to, excuse me, I want to speak to General Triangle about this invasion.
We were waiting for the time we would be told to make our attack. That time has not come.
Why was there going to be an invasion in the first place?
The previous leaders. What was it?
I don't have that. I wasn't here for it, so.
Gwen something.
Yeah, Gwenny and
Yeah.
Gwenny wish to expand Shawarma Larma's borders.
Man, we gotta do something about the name of this town.
Agreed.
Well, hey, I'm sorry if I was joking. If I said that and I meant in a joking manner.
No, I love it. I love it. That just gives us something else to work on. Like, I absolutely love it.
Alrighty, so I'm like, well, expansion is yes, we are building an empire here. We will want to expand. But in the time being, I think we need to fix home first.
Triangle looks at the house and then looks back at you. The domicile is repaired.
And when I say home, I meant our town, our stronghold. We don't have guard. We don't have a good presence of guard. It doesn't seem like we have any kind of like defenses.
Agreed.
We need to make this, or if this is going to be our stronghold of base of operations, we need to secure it and before we branch out.
Once more, agreed. You are
Might
far
I-
better at tactics than the previous lord.
Might I make a suggestion for things that we can do to help expansion during the fixing of the whole scape?
By all means.
We could try the non-violent diplomatic approach,
Oh, where's the fun in that?
asking them
You're
to
not there.
join
Well,
and build our forces even larger for the ones that don't want to willingly join.
I have
Oh.
no problem with that.
And also, figured I should have had you do this earlier. You specifically, Rendo, roll history.
Story.
So we're all rolling history now.
Just Rendo.
Oh, okay.
And give me a second,
Negative 1 and
because I've got to
3.
scratch my ear and I can't hear anything. Alright, what did you get?
That's an 8.
You've heard of Pessima before, but you can't remember why.
Do I see that he appears to be trying to recall something but is struggling?
Roll insight. Because unless he tells you, hobgoblins are very prideful. Odds are he's probably not going to want the help.
7.
You have no idea why he just made a face. You think he might have gas.
Half Pint is also going to make that check, if that's all right.
Sure.
What was the check again?
History.
Insight.
Insight. So that is -1. 4. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
you're
gas.
pretty certain he has gas.
So Half Pint starts sniffing the air.
Yes. Yes, he does.
So while this is going on, meanwhile, click. Back in the, I'm gonna switch ears because that ear is itching like mad. Back in the attic / apparently, chapel of Dull. God damn it. Should have fucking put a card on the page. Thank you. For those playing at home,
Trapper of Duldorn.
Duldorn.
Double D.
For those playing at home, look on page 296 of your player's handbook. Go ahead and get one if you don't have one. These books are fucking fun and useful, and they're full of awesome shit.
You said 296?
That wasn't you.
Why not?
Because you will metagame. Anyway. Haha, I'm kidding.
I shall do no such thing.
I know, but 296. The Warforged in the maid's outfit. You notice it doesn't have any physical differences from any of the ones in the butler outfit. It just happens to be wearing a maid outfit.
Okay. I'm just hanging up gauzy curtains and making it look like a...
In front of the window?
No.
Okay.
No, just like kind of like floating them in the rafters, so it's like a nice, pretty, hippy-dippy.
Occasionally, the Warforged turns and looks, and then goes back to just standing there.
And just, making it look pretty in here.
So how are you hanging it?
I'm pinning them, on the ceiling, and then it drapes, pin, drape, pin. Just...
Roll a dexterity check.
Jesus. Natural 20, bitch.
You do one side really perfectly, just fine. You do kind of have to, stand on your tippy toes, but you're able to
I'm
just
an air genasi. I
Bonk.
can levitate.
Oh, I didn't know you had levitate. My bad. All right.
So, yep.
All right. And when you move to the next side, do a dex check again,
Fuck
please. She says, fuck you.
So,
Watch me nut 20 again.
it's a 10.
You're getting near the end, and as you're moving from one to another, the part you're moving over gets stuck on the tack that you're putting in, and you accidentally rip it. And this catches the Warforged's attention. Hold one moment. And it walks over. And you just kind of see its hand go up and open. And you watch as it knits back together.
Awesome. I don't have that spell.
And then it turns around and goes back. And just stands still again.
And after I hang everything, I just touch the ceiling and cast light, so it's the light's filtering through the gauze.
And it turns
It's nice and pretty. And I light incense everywhere.
Interesting effect.
It's for my goddess, Akadi.
Query. What kind of goddess?
She's the immortal being of freedom and travel. She's, the embodiment of air and speed and flying
everything else that's amazing.
creatures. I don't know if she's
I
in the book.
appreciate the decor.
What is your god the god of?
Doldorn is the god of strength at arms.
Interesting. You don't seem like the war type.
I was retired after a great war.
Ah.
Unlike others, I refer to myself as I and myself. Because
Your
of
other
my
people
god.
do not refer to themselves in the first person?
Unknown.
Interesting. Well, nice to meet you.
Shield.
Shield. Nice to meet you, Shield.
And your designation.
I'm Flutter.
Pleased.
As I flutter around the room decorating. I'm a badass bitch in the streets, but...
But she's a sweetheart hanging some sheets.
Yep.
I'm sorry, that
It
just
works.
sounded way funnier
It
to me
works.
than I thought it did at first. Oh my god, I'm fucking weird. Alright, so I don't need this book for now. And you're just... And is that all you're doing in there?
Yeah, I mean,
And-
I'll eventually, once I think it looks just right, I'll just flutter down to see where everyone else is.
Alright. And you do that. And what are you guys doing now?
I return to longingly staring at the straw hat.
I forgot. Oh, yeah. Steve turns
Hey,
to you.
Oh,
What?
I was gonna say, hey Steve, I think my friend wants your hat.
And it turns to you. Takes off the straw hat. Turns and looks at you, Kelby, and says, "Query. Why?"
I like it.
Looks back at the hat. Looks back at you. Holds it out. But you can't really tell if there's any emotion behind it because their faces are like solid.
Right. I like a little kid, reach out both my hands towards it.
And he's not holding on to it tightly, so the moment you grab it, he just puts his hand down. Turns
I put it on.
and he turns to you, Lena, and says, "Query. Is his head damaged?"
I think
Hey, now.
everyone here is damaged.
Pathfinder's just,
It's a funny story.
Explanation accepted. turns around and goes back into the house.
Half-Pint is he's too busy. He's standing by the big guy, just sort of imitating Rectangle's sort of at attention sort of stance.
Rhombus.
It's just sort of
Rhombus.
Rhombus.
Rectangle isn't here.
He's imitating Rhombus's at attention sort of stance, and he's occasionally looking up to see if he's getting it right.
I want all of you to roll perception.
Perception.
That includes you, Marcus.
I know. I'm trying to get one of my 8. Okay, I mean 20 side.
Perception is.
Oh, that's mine, nat 20.
One.
Okay.
Congratulations.
That plus.
I got a 12.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I said everyone.
I thought you meant everyone down there. Natural 20.
Jesus.
I know.
I got a natural
16.
20.
Random
Jesus!
number generator.
All right, so did anyone get under 15?
I
I
got
got
a
12.
dirty 20.
The dirty 20.
So
You got a 12, Rendo?
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain one of them will like tap you and be like, "Oh, hey." You start hearing footsteps heading towards the front of the mansion.
Brendo, someone's coming.
Let's go.
And it's followed by knocking on the door. Not like
At least they're
feverish, angry knocking, just like, hello?
I start to head towards the front of the house, and I turn around. Come on, Half Point, come here.
Half-Point. He's about to go and follow. Then he looks back up at Rhombus, and then back at you, and then back up at Rhombus, and he just sort of tries to tug on Rhombus's leg to get him to come along as well.
It looks all the way down at you. And then looks at Triangle. Permission granted. And one of the arms pops out and reaches for your hand.
Aww. You made a friend.
Utter and complete lizardly joy.
Ooh.
And he actually picks you up. And carries you like someone carrying a little foo-foo dog. In one of these like chest arms. Or these abs arms. And just walks following the rest of you.
Utter lizardly joy intensifies.
You
Yep.
see one of the ones in a butler outfit go and open the door. And you see a handful of guys, like humans, that when they get there, they're like, hello?
And I flutter over.
That
What brings you here?
one of the guys that you actually saw earlier pulls the guy who knocked aside and says, finally, a face I recognize. It's alright. This is the right place. Do you mind if we come inside?
Yep, come into the receiving room. I give a look to the Warforged that's there.
They don't move. They just kind of
Um,
well, they do move. They're
Yeah.
still doing their cleaning.
I put my hand on one. I'm like, can you show these gentlemen to the receiving room?
It looks up and over to the side and back at you.
The den.
Those are two different rooms.
We'll stick with the receiving room then. I pat.
We are there.
Okay.
Can you get them some seating?
Right away.
Thank you. Your chairs will be right here, gents. Rondo.
And it kind of nods to each of them as it goes. And goes to actually a closet that's nearby. And it looks like medieval fucking folding chairs are in this closet. And
Awesome.
it takes one arm and lifts a handful. Takes another arm, lifts another armful. And then starts walking to go put them down. But then you see what looks like a spectral hand made of metal grabbing each one and putting it down.
Awesome use of mage hand.
Forming a line.
Take your seats. Rondo will be here shortly.
Rendo.
Rendo. Rhombus and Red. I just morphed together. Rhombus.
I was gonna say Rondo. I didn't know a basketball player was in the party.
Was that
My
someone's
brain.
stomach?
My brain.
So, all of you guys walk inside, and, Rhombus kind of crouches as he enters, carrying half pint.
I make sure to enter first and announce the great Rendo the Magnificent.
What is he, a magician?
Okay, Rendo the hell do you want to be called? I whisper this to you.
Actually, as you are walking in, Rendo, you see another one in like a maid's outfit. And again, as I mentioned earlier, oh shit, I think it's like all foggy. What the hell? Yeah, it was all foggy. Sorry, everybody. You notice that their bodies are not dissimilar, like enough to warrant different clothing, but some of them are wearing butler's outfits, some of them are wearing maid's outfits. And one in a maid's outfit holds up two things. One looks like a purple cape. The other looks like a red robe.
I've got it. Rendo the Conqueror.
Like it.
Sound
that
good?
works.
Good?
Yep,
All right.
sure.
Gentlemen and...
Which one do you desire?
Red robe.
Pulls back the cape, hands you the red robe. And here's the thing. The red robe isn't exactly like a full to the ground robe. It's more like do you remember what the late Hugh Hefner wore?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's more like that.
Forget.
All right. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Does anybody want that purple cloak?
It's still standing there with the purple cloak, so it hasn't gone anywhere.
Halfpint just flails his arms excitedly.
It what?
Halfpint just flails his arms excitedly. He's expressing his interest in the purple cape.
That's like a purple for long.
But yeah, it's just standing there with the cloak, and all the humans, and you notice there's a lot of humans. There's a couple of half elves. There's like 2 half orcs, both of them female, oddly enough, and they all look like they're wearing the same kind of outfits that you saw the other guards wearing.
Alrighty.
And they've all started, filtering in and taking seats. You also see one one hobgoblin, actually.
Is he wearing the same color?
Yep, same outfit as the rest of them.
Okay, so I'll walk in the room, stand in front of him. Welcome them all. Introduce myself. Introduce is General Triangle there still?
He's staying off to the side. He's only going to walk forward if you call him. So
okay. So I just let them all know what's going on. That we have taken up residency and we're taking up the head of this state, in this town, in this region. We will be branching out, and I mean just highlight type stuff that I'm saying here.
Yeah.
We will.
Yeah, if you want to try to be like super inspirational and shit, by all means. If not, no worries, no big deal.
Oh, and also while this is all going on, Carl just like comes out of the library just to see like what's going on. Just, hey, what's going on out here?
It might be a good idea.
Interviews are starting.
This might be a good idea to let those who don't know what the hell's going on know what's going on.
Yeah, because I was in the library the whole time, so I mean, it's just I'm a little out of the loop.
What he said.
Right. That's what she said. Anyway, speaking of that's what she said, I'll presume you are up on the upper level, and you can just tell. You can just explain your side, or at least what you know.
So then there was a knock on the door. All these guys that we told to come by for interviews came, and I had one of the Warforged set up seating for them, so we can go through and make sure they check out.
And you see like all of the guards, talking amongst each other, and the hobgoblin that's like off to the left, roughly in the middle, is just kind of looking at you in a way that I need you to roll insight. Rendo.
Okay.
Be a 21.
Okay, so yeah, you definitely can tell he basically has stars in his eyes, seeing one of his own kind suddenly in charge of a nation that had been run by idiots.
Cool. So yeah, I'm up here just telling them, just giving them the PowerPoint presentation of,
This is what we want.
This is what's going on.
You see the quarterly stocks over here.
It's like I know you guys have.
So we have to put people in the stocks quarterly?
Okay.
So and I tell my guys, like, from what I could tell, you guys
that was a joke.
Had the greatest leadership around here. You guys have not had a good master of arms or a head of the guard, and we're going to be changing all that. Things may be a little dysfunctional getting everything started, but if you serve this empire that we're creating with everything you got, you will be treated well and you will be paid well.
And immediately the hobgoblin gets up. You have my sword.
Of course.
And my ball.
And more axe.
And my voice. Oh.
Are you guys actually saying that shit?
Sorry.
I don't know. Did anybody say
No.
anything beyond
Okay.
my sword?
Okay, then no. A lot of the humans just kind of look around at each other and the half-elves, and Then the two half-orc women stand up and kind of high-five each other. All right, that sounds great. Yes, I think it will be a lot better with someone who can form a cohesive sentence.
And I ask General Triangle to step forward.
And clank, 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 and stands at attention.
Also, while this is going on, I'm just like scanning the crowd to see if anyone looks shifty.
Roll insight. And while you do that, go ahead.
I asked the general, I was like, do you happen to have anybody in our lead who do you think would be a very good master of the guard? Someone who we can get a schedule going that we know will help with training, will help with recruiting.
I might have an idea. Couldn't we talk to one of those god-looking bodyguard dudes that we talked to when we got here?
Oddly enough, those two guys are down in front.
Ew.
Down in front.
I rolled a 21.
All right, I'll get to that in a moment. Ah, Jesus, 21.
I have a +5.
Shit. Triangle turns and, well, now he's the only non-weaponed naked Warforged there, and says, Steve, you would make an excellent master of arms. And he just steps forward. And, you know, his hands look... As he gets closer, you kind of notice his hands have a lot of, like, they look like cuts in them. Go ahead and roll perception, because you're the closest one to him, Rendo.
Perception is a 19.
They look like runes. Like you've kind of seen them on some magic items in the past.
Interesting.
And then he does the whole right fist over left shoulder pose.
And I'll salute him
and bows
back.
his head. Huh?
And I'll salute him back.
And he bows his head and takes a step back, and then gets back at attention. And going to your insight check, you see a couple of humans in the back, just kind of talking to each other, like.
Interesting. Let's see. What did I take from my...
I'm letting her look on her character sheet.
So I don't have observant. So I
Oh,
can't
you
read
don't?
their lips.
Okay.
What I'm going to do...
Oh, also, Lena, where did you put that book, or are you carrying it in your hand?
It's with me.
Okay.
I turn to Rendo and I say, I think we should have them swear oaths of fealty in a zone of truth.
A lot of them, kind of shrug and stand up.
Well, I was more so just saying that to Rendo. Like, yeah.
Yeah, the ones who heard you.
Okay.
Most of them just stood up. Some of them stayed seated, but kind of have like a kind of look on their face.
Well,
But none
I
of them
think
look
she
like
was
they're
more-
aggressive.
I wasn't saying it out loud.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think she was
I was
more
like,
referring to like an
side
advisor's
whispering.
whisper.
Yeah.
Oh, then roll stealth. I know that sounds weird, but
This dice roller's loving me tonight, and you can see, so
yeah.
you know.
Well, I
what-
can't see it
One.
from here because
It's plus
tiny.
0, but it's 15.
Okay. So yeah, he's the only one who hears it.
Yeah.
So none of them stand up.
So what
'cause none
say
of them
you,
heard it.
Rendo?
Sounds like a good idea.
So I cast Zone of Truth in front of us.
Okay.
And say,
Are you letting them know first, or?
Well, I cast it and I say, for all those who are on board, we just ask that you stand in front of us and swear fealty to us making the town a better place.
Okay. What's your
My DC?
yeah, and what is it? Wisdom or charisma?
So DC is 13.
13. Charisma.
It is, let me,
I think that's it.
charisma saving throw.
Okay.
Hopefully they ain't that charismatic.
Well, you feel 2 tugs on it, but for the most part, you don't feel any resistance from most of them.
Alright.
You're not quite sure where you felt the tugs.
Okay. So one by one, they come up and have to just make those oaths.
Well,
And as they do, I
I'm
will.
all for it anyway. So, the younger of the 2 guys stands up and, you got me, boss, and stands up, walks away. The guy who was with him. Yeah, I thought it was a good idea. It turns out to have been a good idea. And he kneels and walks away too. And this just goes on for like most of them. The female half-orcs don't really quite know what to do with themselves because the line kind of pushed them too close together. So they're like, okay, do you mind if I don't kneel? There's not any space.
Yeah, works.
As long as
Fine.
you're in front of us making the proclamation.
We're all for it. And they kind of high five over each other's shoulder again. And
I'm eyeing the people who are shady as fuck to see what they say when they get there.
well, actually, roll perception. Is that a natural 20? Oh my
This
god.
random number generator loves me. A couple weeks ago, it hated me.
Yeah, you got like fucking 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
You easily notice they're not there. But you do see shadows going into the twilight outside.
I excuse myself and look out the window. Are they following? Or are they not
Following.
following? Are they... Those are them?
Oh yeah, it is definitely them, and they are just booking it.
I will remember that. And I
Flutter will remember this.
Winza, I sent you a private message in Discord.
Oh shit, that means I actually have to do shit. That weapon, oddly enough, to answer your question, it's not as exotic in this area.
Okay.
You are far east.
Okay, I just wasn't sure.
In fact, it's very popular, oddly enough, with hobgoblins.
Okay.
Alright.
And
So I'll side whisper it to Rendo.
all right, I'm not going to have you do stealth again, because the only people who would care aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
And I gotta ask you again: Are you carrying the book in your hand, or did you like put it in a bag or something?
I'll say it's in her side bag, just
Okay,
like a messenger
that's all.
bag.
Excuse me.
Thank you. So all of these guys have now sworn fealty,
Awesome.
and you have an army out back, and apparently magic users that are doing your housework.
Awesome.
Alrighty. So now that everybody, we went through all the formalities, I asked our butler, the back order words.
Oh, the one who
Bring
set up the
drink.
chairs?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I asked him to bring drinks.
At once, sir. And you kind of notice this one has what looks like a Van Dyke, but it's like drawn on with like soot or pitch or something around its mouth.
What?
Yeah.
What time of the day is it?
What time of day is it? It is currently twilight. The sun has just crested over the hills. So, it's just enough so that you don't need a torch to see outside, but dark enough that there's not direct sunlight.
I'd say this calls for a little bit of a celebration.
And
Celebration.
the one with the Van Dyke comes back, and he has a big platter of glasses and 3 bottles in one hand. Walks over, and you watch as all 3 bottles are open, and you see that same spectral mechanical hand pick up 1 bottle and start pouring the wine in the glasses, and then set it gently on a counter nearby, and then the same with the second bottle, and the third bottle is just moved by his actual hand. And he then goes around offering like two at once to 2 different people with his mage hand and his regular hand. Starting with Flutter and Rendo. And then going on throughout the main group. He kind of stops at Triangle for a moment, turns his head, then looks at a wine glass, then tilts his head the other way. Triangle just shakes his head, and he just moves on and just keeps, passing out glasses of wine. So yeah.
I begin to sing a song and play my lute as the
All right.
celebrations get underway.
And I yell out to our new legion, I should say. Drinks are on the house. Let's celebrate this birth of an empire together.
And when you say drinks are on the house, Triangle turns to the one that had the Van Dyke and says, "Did you find those bottles on the roof?"
Not literally on the house. They're not on the house. We're giving them the drinks.
We just gave them the drinks.
Yes.
I just pat it on the shoulder. You need to learn figures of speech.
So,
And this is kind of like not in character, but this is just I want to prove a point. I want to get these people behind me. And what's better than offering pay and celebration
With free
Exactly.
booze.
with free
Yeah.
booze?
So all of the flesh humanoids enjoy the wine, except for the ones that left. It actually ends up being a pretty pleasant little party. I mean, you learn that not only do the actual flesh ones work as guards, but in most of their off time, they also play little sports together. Because,
Sports
the
ball.
fucking people didn't
Sports
actually didn't actually have them do much other than escort them out. They didn't want to have the Warforged do it because Warforged are fucking weird.
And draw a lot of attention.
Yes.
Very shiny.
Yeah. And also, and this is just stuff you learn through conversation with other people, and I'm doing this in the interest of brevity. A couple of the Warforged warrior ones mention how one of the things they were being paid with was this word doesn't really come around much in a fantasy setting, but a scientist doing research to aid the Warforged in some way.
Neat.
Who needed
Interesting.
money for his research.
So he's a mad scientist.
Yes and no. He's actually
He's-
quite happy.
As the party takes the upswing, I cast my mage hand and have it play the drums that are strapped to my back while I'm strumming my lute.
And you actually see two of these Warforged, one in a maid outfit, one in a butler outfit, kind of walk out. One of them with a banjo, and the other one with what looks like a guitar.
Oh, now it's a party.
And they
I
just
run
start jamming with you.
I run over all excited, and I do a countdown. I'm like, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And just go nuts.
I'm gonna get a copyright strike.
So this is gonna. This might sound odd, but can I roll a performance for singing?
Yes.
Oh God. I got a +4 in performance.
Yay!
That's it?
Runaway dice. Try again. I'll take a runaway dice. That was a nat 20.
So it becomes a basic concert for you guys, and there is much rejoicing and drinking and cavorting and
Many castings of prestidigitation to add to the effect of the performance.
by the way,
Sweet.
Lena,
Yeah.
roll a perception check.
Change dice. Perception. That would be 18.
Okay. You notice that the bag that you had the book in kind of had the seam burst and it fell to the floor, and you didn't notice until your foot hit it and it kind of slid over to Rendo.
Oh, okay.
Do I see that?
Yes.
Hey, who tore my bag open?
You look and it's just like one string that is on a nail on the wall from your bag.
That's fine. Just she still says that. And then she notices.
And Rendo, you see on this book the title says Goblinoid Savior by Jesus Christo.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, it's Jesus Christo.
Yes.
Pronounce it correctly.
We'll find. We'll find.
I have been waiting for that, and it says it in Goblin, by the way. Plain as day.
Hey, I can read that.
Yeah, it looks like a goblin holy book, or at least a holy book in Goblin. And I have to get to. I already selected the gods, so give me a moment. I just have to get to it. Hold on.
Feel better?
Yes. From my head down to my penis.
Oh, so your toes hurting. Okay.
Yes, my toes are hurting down at my penis. No, I didn't pick that god because it was the wrong alignment. Shit. Oh, god damn it. It is... Hold on. Trying to find it.
Hashtag Thanos did nothing wrong.
Tempest. Which, if you're looking on, if you're looking in your player's handbook, guys, it's Faerun gods. And it's all about, Tempest being, like, embodied by a hobgoblin.
Okay.
That's it. By the way, I intend on making that, like, at least a little book, sort of like the ones in Skyrim, just to give you some silly reading.
So,
but
5 pages long.
Like maybe 4 or 5 pages, maybe. By the way, I have a lot of work I have to do because I have to make the maps. I have to make. I have several I have 3 continents I have to put names to. And I have 2 campaigns that are taking place on this one.
Just make a name. Just get a name generator.
They're too samey and generic. It's generic. Anyway. Only 90s kids will understand. So, there's a good knight. Although, technically, none of you are knights. Well, maybe Rhombus might be. But,
I can impersonate a knight.
I can order knights.
Successfully, mind you.
So, we are currently at what I consider the cutoff time, so I'm not going to continue the story from here. We will end it
level
with...
5 for our interactions?
You just hit level 4. You've had one
I really
combat.
Want 3rd level spells.
So do I. But you can do
Man,
the...
I should have gone out and smacked a bitch with those two.
Well, no, because it would have brought us over time. Because I know who they are, you don't. But, yeah. We might find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. So, basically, I just want to thank you guys. Next week, same time, same channel, although we'll try to start at 8 on the dot and not be shitting at the time. The look she's giving me! I can feel the knives.
Oof.
If you're gonna have so many knives, do you want me to make a steak?
I would love steak.
So would I. We
Steak
have
sounds
steak.
yummy right now.
But
do
we
that.
shouldn't.
No,
Because it's
10
our
o'clock
coffers,
and I
yeah.
have to-
Yeah, you have to wake up early in the morning, rising to the street. Although you won't be lighting up a cigarette.
Nope, but I'll
Or-
be going into work again.
Yes.
But you will be
This
strapping
woman.
shoes on your feet.
I will be.
Well,
More so sliding, because
'Cause
it's
they're-
now flip-flop season.
Oh, yeah.
I don't wear
Yeah.
real shoes unless I have to.
yeah, right now I'm wearing laceless shoes. They're awesome. So, I like how things are going. And with this campaign, I'm going to be trying something I don't have the ability to do on the other two. And that is, I'm going to be trying to do mass combat with you guys. Testing that out.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Because I may try to come up with my own rules for it, or I may have it be off to the side while you guys are handling something else. I haven't decided yet, but yeah. I already have the end point for you guys. It's just how we're gonna get there. And you guys have currently alive enemies too.
Oh boy.
So yeah,
Once you're in
Yep.
power, everybody wants it.
it's
Yeah.
going to be fun. I hope. And it's also going to be weird because I am weird. So I hope you all who are watching enjoyed. I hope all of my players, whom I adore, enjoyed. But remember to say goodbye first, guys, because I'm just going to do my whole thing at once.
Oh, wait.
Goodbye.
Adios.
See y'all later.
Auf Wiedersehen, everybody.
And remember, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever kind of shape you decide to call yourself, remember that I love you all.
Akalamagama.
But, yeah, fucking dodecahedron, Jesus.
Some of those words.
Oh, I forgot the name of the one that you were hanging out with up in the shield. Thank you.
I wrote it down.
Oh yeah,
Because it's my new best friend since we worship at the same place, aka my bedroom.
I worship at your bedroom too,
Oh
but
my
for a
God.
different reason. But yeah, wait till you guys meet dodecahedron. You may have already. Anyway, get the fuck out of my house.
Bye.
But don't
Bye.
forget, make friends with giant robots.
Oh, actually, before you get the fuck out of my house, I have links to their channels here. I haven't linked to Average Joe Gaming Show. Did I get it right this time?
That would be correct, sir.
All right. You
Because
need to
I'm not
fucking
currently
change me.
active.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, yeah. Since you're not active, I guess. Well, we can come up with something that's very original if we put our heads together by headbutting repeatedly. Anyway, everyone else who has a channel, that includes Marcus, and Flame, and Scorpio. They all have their links down below in the YouTube version of this stream. If you're watching on some other platform, just go look up DJ Winza on Yahoo or on YouTube.
It'll be in your description.
Yeah, in my description on YouTube. The description of the of all of my. I even have Cheese, who hasn't been able to show up because he now works the only time I stream, which sucks because I fucking miss Cheese. He always made me laugh. Although he keeps on commenting on stuff on Facebook, so that's okay. Bye, everybody. Get the fuck out of my house. And follow those links. Bye.